Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Thursday, December the 9th, and welcome to my video commentary. Well, I have a post over at the American Thinker Thursday morning. You can see it at the American Thinker, or you can see it in my blog, or you can see it on this page if you follow my videos on this page. And the blog post is about something that is happening in Pennsylvania and happening in other states where young men are competing as young women in sporting events. And the case here is a young man from Texas, actually, who's attending University of Pennsylvania. And this young man is obviously a very good athlete. And he decided to compete as a young woman. Exactly how that works, I don't know. Exactly who makes that decision to allow a young man to compete as a young woman, I don't know exactly how that works. But it's completely insane. Now, this young man competing as a young woman is winning all kinds of trophies. He's actually defeating young women in some of the swimming meets. And that is, of course, totally obvious. A young man is going to be bigger and stronger. He's going to swim faster. They're going to run faster. I mean, there is a physical difference, obviously, between a young man 19 or 20 or 21 and a young woman of the same age. And this is why historically we have women's sports and men's sports, and they compete against each other, but not with each other. And this is, of course, happening in some states, not everywhere. And basically, the more woke the university is, the more likely you're going to see young men competing as women. And I think this is a terrible thing that we're doing to young women. Many of these young women in college who participate in sports, whether it's swimming, soccer, whatever it may be, many of these young women practice a long time. They train a long time for some of these trophies. And it's an absolute crying shame to see a young man defeat a young woman in a woman's competition. I mean, it's absolutely insane. We saw a little bit of this during the Olympics, I guess the Olympics, when New Zealand sent a man as a bodybuilder, a weightlifter to the Olympics. I mean, you look at the picture of the guy, he doesn't look like a woman, he's a man. And if you really look at the picture of this young man in Pennsylvania, if you look closely, he's a man, obviously. And this is happening, and it's happening because woke administration in many of these universities is allowing this to happen. And that is, again, a terrible threat and a terrible attack to the young women who are being defeated by young men, whether it's track and field, whether it's swimming, whatever it may be. Now, here in Texas, the governor recently signed the law that says you have to compete in sports in the gender of your birth. So if you're born a man, you're going to compete as a man. If you're born a woman, you're going to compete as a woman. And I wish more states would do that. Not because this is a great political argument, but because it's biology. There's biology in question here. And I think we're really hurting these young women by having young men compete with them and at the same time take their trophies. I mean, what a horrible, absolutely horrible situation for these young women who've been training all these years for some of these sporting events. Thank you for watching. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.